Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Crypto Take over here, coming back with a Bitcoin cryptocurrency analysis video for you. We're going to get started with a few news articles. Take a look at the charts. Bitcoin sitting right underneath 13K or 30K. 29,400 is about where Bitcoin is sitting at right now. It has currently been stair-stepping our fib levels, and oh my gosh, it is freaking exciting right now. So let's see what we got on today's news. We got Congress members raise concerns over U.S. Treasury's cryptocurrency rule, so some regulation news. And then also, as Bitcoin price surges, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong issues worrying Bitcoin and crypto warning. Interesting. We'll take a look at that. After institutional investors hoard just 22% of Bitcoin, is the leftover, or 22% is what's left for traders. All right, so obviously a lot of the institutional investors scooping up the Bitcoin. As we can see, Bitcoin continues to set records. Why prices can keep going higher. Okay. And then one more article here. Governments will start to hodl Bitcoin in 2021. So very interesting stuff here. We're going to actually see what governments hold the most Bitcoin on today's video too. So let's go ahead and cue that intro and get started. All right, Congress members raise concerns over U.S. Treasury's cryptocurrency rule. 8 Congress members sent to a letter in Secretary Mnuchin's raising concerns over the process of the FinCEN proposed rule. So obviously FinCEN is trying to implement their strategies to regulate crypto a little bit more. We're starting to see obviously some of the things take place where, whenever you send or receive money on these exchanges, you have to, go through some process of knowing where the wallets are and stuff of that nature. Very interesting stuff here. They've actually pushed the rule out, or the the regulation proposal out to actually come back and maybe review it just a tad bit. So we write to express our concerns regarding the process to respond to Financial Crimes Enforcement Agency. Okay, notice the proposal related to requirements for certain transactions involved in convertible cryptocurrency or digital assets. We are concerned that the Treasury Department's approach to establishing complex new rules for record keeping and reporting of convertible virtual currency and legal trade or digital assets transactions do not afford the American public a reasonable opportunity to respond. So yeah, obviously I feel that, some of the Congress people's concerns are that this is illegitimate for the people as well. Additionally, Congress members asked the Treasury Secretary to delay the implementation of the proposal rule by at least 6 months to give all stakeholders an appropriate time frame to develop the technology solutions that will require the implementation of the final rule. Yeah, and they've really rolled this out like so quick. This rule has been proposed, I feel like a little too soon, honestly, for them to want to say that they want to get this implemented by January. A lot of these exchanges don't have the time to do that stuff either. With Bitcoin on a steady rise, they got a lot more on their plates than just trying to implement regulations. And you could probably see, people maybe even stop providing to certain U.S. citizens too as well. We've seen that with Binance already too. I feel that this is only going to get to be like that even a little bit more. So will require the implementation of FinCEN requests comments on proposal cryptocurrency regulations in December. According to the proposal regulations, crypto exchanges will be required to verify and identify crypto wallet owners of transactions exceeding $3,000, which is literally nothing. I mean, for us to go to the bank and not have to, we could pull $3,000 out of the bank easily. And now they're trying to implement this on top of crypto, where it's such a low threshold of money. And, obviously there's a lot of gains to be made. So one of the precautions that I've started to take, at least with my bags, is to make sure that I have them all in cold storage and that they're off of exchanges, just in case any implementations start to come a hold. We can easily move money to there if you want to pay rent or whatever. Do what you need to do. You don't have to have your whole bags on the exchange, and then if you try to move it off, it's going to ask you for a bunch more information too as well. U.S. Congress members mentioned to recent letters that the 15-day comment period is too short for the public and stakeholders. This is a highly complex rulemaking for the 24 detailed questions that FinCEN asked that notice assets, and impossible for the public to be a meaningful comment with so little time, and rush process threatens the legitimacy of the rule. It is also make new regulations very susceptible to legal challenges, the letter cites. So yeah, I mean, And here's the thing, you know, I think as the space progresses, people are obviously in some cryptocurrencies are going to find maybe ways around this possibly. You know, when things start to go into, you know, so I do believe that Litecoin actually just implemented Mimblewimble, which is a privacy feature. And so, you know, these are things that obviously that they think that they can control, but I do believe that the developers inside of the crypto space want to keep it more or less private and want to keep their privacy when it comes to things like this too. So we'll start to see how this develops over the year, I guess, in 2021. By the way, folks, happy New Year's. You know, I'm super excited to be here on, you know, New Year's Day, making videos for everyone, providing information for the people out here as we continue to progress inside of this space. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because man, we're here every single day putting out videos for the public, for you, the people, and all I ask is that you come back and see us each and every single day too as well, and hit that thumbs up button and share the video with your friends and family. So jumping on to the next article here, as the Bitcoin price surges, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong issues worrying about Bitcoin and crypto warning. Bitcoin has continued to climb over the last week, adding more than 50% through December. The Bitcoin price has brushed $30,000 per Bitcoin during the last 24 hours, hitting $29,300 per Bitcoin, and the Luxembourg-based Bitstamp exchange up fourfold from the beginning of 2020, on the track of its biggest monthly gain since May of 2019. Now, after the U.S. Treasury Department oh, here we are. After the U.S. Treasury Department, new proposals, erroneous, new Bitcoin and crypto regulations chief executive of one of the world's biggest exchanges, Coinbase, has warned the pose of substantial intrusion into your privacy without a good reason, and called the Bitcoin and crypto community to voice your concerns directly with the Treasury. So this obviously goes back to the previous article about these implementations, and Coinbase obviously seeing some type of you know, scare that could happen into the market. And I do believe that the U.S. Treasury does have a place on their website where you can go and comment on this proposal that they have talked about with the regulations that are to occur. And so if you are to want to comment on that, I believe that you can find a website to comment on that proposal that's being made right now. The bottom line is that the exchanges will need to collect the name and addresses for anyone that sent crypto and received crypto from any transactions worth $3,000 or more. CEO Brian Armstrong warned in a blog post, "This is a substantial intrusion into your privacy without good reason, and significantly more onerous regulation that traditional finance institutions are held to." Yeah, so obviously, man, even the crypto people in this space know that this is not a good thing for Bitcoin if you are to have such as these intrusions on your privacy. It is just insane with such a low threshold of money too. You know, $3,000 is literally nothing, you know, and it may last you a good couple of months, but still, you know, if they're asking for all this information from you, it gets to a certain point where you're just like, man, like I can't believe this, you know. The proposed Bitcoin crypto regulations put forward the Treasury Financial Crimes Enforcement. Okay, so obviously this is a big change in Treasury, is not considered the impact will have on you, our customers, Armstrong wrote. That worries us. The proposed regulations is subject to 15-day comment period. So yeah, they're still in a comment period right now to get people's perspectives on this as well. So yeah, y'all can go find how to comment on the proposal that's being made. But this is just it's a way that I believe crypto is going to have to adopt as well. So cryptocurrency in general will probably have to find ways to adopt around this to still keep your privacy, such as Mimblewimble being implemented on LTC. And I believe that now you're having a lot of the other coins start to come out with privacy features as such, possibly Mimblewimble being adopted on Bitcoin later on too as well, if Litecoin is supposedly the test platform for Bitcoin too. So we'll start to see how this all kind of takes place for the most part. But yeah, earlier this month, the Bitcoin cryptocurrency community has racked a massive data breach that seemed personal information over 200 published online. Cryptocurrency ledger. Okay, the ledger hack, obviously, we're talking about that here, elsewhere, the U.S. And so, you know, this is just, I'm waiting for the day that one of these regulators come down hard on Bitcoin Canadian Investor Television. Oh, freaking Kevin O'Leary, man. That guy is freaking insane, dude. He was the one that was talking about Bitcoin when it first came out. Oh, this Bitcoin is looking good. And then he's like all ragging on it now and stuff too. He's crazy, man. All right, cool. So we're going to take a look at the next article here. After institutional investors hoard just just 22% of Bitcoin is left for traders. So yeah, you're going to start to see the market of Bitcoin start to, obviously value even more because it's just being taken up, scooping up by large institutional investors. As soon as you're there to sell it, they're there to scoop it up. You know what I'm saying? Most Bitcoin is not in circulation, according to the new report. This is because it's just being brought up by certain entities that don't want to sell it, but that could help push the price of cryptocurrency up. Analysts tell the crypto. Most Bitcoin is liquid, 78% of it, and this is driving the current bull run, according to a new report. Bitcoin liquidity refers to how much assets are in circulation, according to the finding published by yesterday. Blockchain analysis Glassnode, 4.2 million Bitcoin, 22% are currently available to buy and sell. The rest is probably being hodled. So 78% of circulating Bitcoin supply is illiquid and therefore hardly accessible for buying. The points to bullish investors' sentiment as large amounts of BTC are being hoarded, which reduce sell pressure. The report is a shortage of Bitcoin because it's been snapped by big investors, and a trend is making its currency more expensive. If many Bitcoins are illiquid, the supply side crisis emerged, which has a waking effect on BTC selling pressure in the market, Glassnode says. Or put differently, a sustained rise in illiquid Bitcoins is an indication of strong investors' hodling sentiment and potential bullish signal. The report notes that long-term investors holding the cryptocurrency removes it from circulation. 2020 has been the big year. Big companies enter the crypto space, especially businesses, intelligence, and MicroStrategy, and they're buying up Bitcoin, hodling it as long-term investments. These companies aren't likely to sell, according to Glassnode. This is because this is causing the current bull market. In fact, this year alone, more than 1 million BTC has become illiquid, the report says. But this is a good thing. What does it mean for the average investor? The analyst told Decrypto Finance superb news. Essentially, when the supply of Bitcoin is suppressed, price has a tendency to rise, given the demand either stays equal or increases. And we know for sure that the demand is indeed increasing. If only 22% of Bitcoin are in circulation and wealthy individuals keep acquiring Bitcoin, there's no telling how high the price may go. A shortage of cryptocurrency isn't necessarily a bad thing. It will never disappear. The report adds that Bitcoin liquidity and the price of the currency go hand in hand. And if things keep going the way that they're going this year, the price will only continue to rise. So there it is, folks. I mean, with more institutional investors coming into the space, they're gonna hold it for long term. They're holding it for 10 plus years. They're not in there to day trade. You know what I'm saying? And so with the fact that you only have 22% liquidity on the market right now is just an absurd. It's just crazy to think that that's all there is. And the rest is being hodled into cold storage pretty much. And no doubt it's going to make the price rise. So we're definitely, making sure that we have our hodl bags ready when it comes to altcoins, when it comes to Bitcoin too as well. You can find out about some of the alts that we are currently in dollar cost averaging on our Patreon page too as well. So if you want to join us over on our Patreon page, link in the description box below. Our alts are just outperforming everything right now. They are doing so well. So super glad and happy to be in some of our alts that we're in right now too. But yeah, Bitcoin is obviously seeing a supply shock, and no doubt that is because the institutional investors are here to stay, and they are getting in this market right now too as well. Bitcoin continues to set record prices. Why prices can keep going higher? Bitcoin price hits a new record Wednesday as strategists and fund strat sees even more upside to current levels in the next 6 months, or the next 6 to 12 months. The cryptocurrency touched 28,000 earlier Wednesday. Its highest level on record, according to the Dow Jones market data. It's up since pullback. Okay, let's see if we can get into the main stuff here. Okay, here we go. Lead digital strategist and fund strat said Bitcoin positive momentum is being fueled by institutional and corporations purchasing more, the asset to retail demand driven by the latest wave of stimulus checks. According to other factors, he raised his 6 to 12 month target on Bitcoin to $40,000, up to his prior target of $25,000. So some of these fund strats are obviously predicting a higher price in Bitcoin, $40,000. I think that it's very possible that we see that this year. I think that we're going to go a little bit higher than that going into 2021. Probably going into the end of 2021. Definitely looking for higher prices than $50,000. But as soon as, I'm not going to get too bullish. I don't want to be a moon boy just yet. But obviously, I think that this is going to be the year of cryptocurrency. 2021 is ours, baby. And we are here to document every single moment of that on YouTube as well. Conditions are in place to continue rallying cryptocurrency prices over the course of the next year. Grinder wrote, "We remain bullish in rising our Bitcoin price target to 25 to 40,000, while again noting that we may recommend investors seeking to add exposure should favor pullbacks given the recent run and the corresponding higher valuations. Given the recent run, some might take profit," and Grinder noted, which could slow or reverse the rally. Other bumps may be ahead, such as potential regulatory actions in other cryptocurrencies. We won't view these events as long-term negatives for Bitcoin, but if such events unfold, they may have a negative impact on broader market sentiment and price. While Bitcoin certainly has its skeptics, others have also raised their price targets for the currency, citing similar catalysts. ARK Investment Management CEO Wood in November said that Bitcoin prices could eventually climb to $500,000. Strategists have turned positive on the asset too. Told clients last Monday that Bitcoin could be a way to balance their portfolios earlier this month if the numerous ways of investors, so as long as watch out for the fees. So, and as Bitcoin starts to rise, you're going to see fees just continue to rise along with it too as well. That's been a major concern inside of the Bitcoin space, is that once we hit these bull run peaks, people are paying large amounts of transaction fees, which could have an effect on Bitcoin in the long run. But we'll just kind of have to wait and see how this decides to play out when Bitcoin hits these all-time high prices, past $50,000 or so. But obviously some of these fund strat investors are predicting that $50,000 could be right around the corner for us too as well. And last but not least, the article here, we have Bitcoin will start to, or governments will start to hodl Bitcoin in 2021. And we've actually pulled up an article that talks about what governments hold the most Bitcoin on today's video. Reflecting in 2020, I struggle to think of another year in recent decades with both so many all-time highs and all-time lows, from COVID-19 pandemic, blah, 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 wildfires in Western United States. Okay, so outsized government spending and money printing. Obviously, this is going to have an effect on governments that want to hold Bitcoin too. As a hedge within the crypto space, the biggest winner from the trend is Bitcoin, which appears to have achieved broader product market fit this year, Wall Street and elsewhere, around its digital gold investment thesis. Indeed, there are some recent indications that alongside growing inflation fear, some investors are rotating part of their gold portfolio allocation into Bitcoin. A continuation of this trend would provide strong support for further Bitcoin price appreciation. US, China, and economic global tension. This is another reason, okay? Increased government spending and new Cold War, accelerated macro force number one, accelerated rollout of central bank digital currencies, divided global governments' financial systems. So this is another reason. Bitcoin is a powerful tool in promoting freedom and open society values. Post-pandemic acceleration. Yeah, and so obviously, this is kind of a drum roll. So a drum roll before we look at the next article to see what governments are hodling Bitcoin the most. And let's jump over into that. And we have it here. Which governments are hoarding Bitcoin? Oh my gosh. Really? Governments are in Bitcoin? Of course they're in Bitcoin. They know that this is the future. That's why they've been continuously trying to knock it down and keep the prices lower so that they can scoop it all up. This article was originally written in 2018 and accidentally published within today's date. The information herein is old and no longer reliable. We apologize for the error. Okay, so obviously this is now updated in 2020, but it was written in 2018. But I think that these governments are still some of the highest holders in cryptocurrency. We have Bulgaria, Sweden, United States, and North Korea. Let's take a look at the United States one. The United States has also taken part in the auctions of Bitcoin and holdings that were seized in criminal investigations in late 2015. For instance, the U.S. Marshal Service announced that 44,000 Bitcoin, which were seized from Silk Road operations Ullbrick, this was the final series in auctions for the similar purpose. So I think that the United States came up on a big majority of their Bitcoin with the Silk Road takedown. I do believe that that is how they are holding a lot of the Bitcoin too as well. Let's go over here to Bulgaria. Government seized more than 200,000 Bitcoins from the result of the organized crackdown. CoinDesk sitting a result of 23 Bulgarian nationals seized Bitcoin at $3.3 billion at the time. At late 2017, Bulgaria government So yeah, more just crackdown on the government's trying to get into this money, and obviously they're going to take it however they want it. You know what I'm saying? The Swedish government made digital currencies headline in 2017 when they decided to auction off some seized Bitcoin. So a lot of this is coming from seized assets, man, and they're just going to take and steal from whoever they want. You know what I'm saying? So you got to really be careful here, folks. But that's why we teach you how to store your Bitcoin inside of the cryptocurrency guide and teachable course that is available in the links in the description box below. Worth about $3,000. Oh, that's not even nothing. Sweden had plans to sell 0.6 Bitcoin. North Korea, and I think North Korea might be the biggest holder. Analysts hacked. Okay, so yeah, this was a North Korean hack, and I remember when this hack happened too. While other governments are publicly auctioning Bitcoin holdings that were seized from criminal activity, North Korean government some signs of actual collecting and hoarding BTC. Analysts have linked hacks and attempted hacks of digital currency exchanges in South Korea and North Korean government, and there is speculation that Kim Jong-un regime is working to prop up the price of Bitcoin in order to be able to earn profit in the process. Governments have finally attuned. I do believe that North Korea had owned quite a bit of Bitcoin too as well, but obviously Bulgaria, one of the bigger holders in United States also. I'm pretty sure North Korea is right up there. One of the crazy things is that if you've ever read the Bitcoin Time Traveler article that was on Reddit, North Korea got all their Bitcoin from a hack, and this is and then to see that news come out later on that year that North Korea had hoarded Bitcoin from a hack. I mean, it's just insane, man. This is all playing out how it's supposed to be played out. We talk about this in our Patreon page a lot too as well. So if y'all want to come over there and join us in our Patreon page, we talk about other data that's backing up our decisions to be made inside of the crypto space and make better decisions and investments based on not only just news articles, data, not only based on TA charts and data, but we're talking about woo-woo data, we're talking about psychic data, we're talking about so much other stuff, Cliff High data, the Bitcoin Time Traveler data, so much more to back up our decisions that are being made inside of this space, folks. And that's really what I want to do, is to make sure that we are making the right choices inside of this space. Let's move on over here into our chart. And looking at the Bitcoin chart as of right now, obviously we've been doing quite a bit of fun TA here, and seeing our price levels on our fib areas too as well. We're starting to see that we're moving, stair-stepping up into that next region right at the the 786 level. So we're at the 618 level right here, and we're steadily riding up our 21 EMA here. We're starting to get these bounces off of our 21 EMA, as you can see, and now we're trying to make our way up into that 786 level. So this has worked out perfectly. This is actually our Fibonacci extension levels, and these are great providers for if we don't have previous price action, we can draw our fib extension levels out, and we can see exactly where Bitcoin might want to be sitting at when it continues to rise in price too as well. Everything works on the fib ratios. Fib ratios are a part of nature, and it is also a part of charting too as well. People's emotions work off of this type of naturistic property as well, and it's pretty cool to kind of see play out, draw out on your charts too as well. And let's take a look here. You can see that we are probably about to get another green dot here on our Cipher B, so things are looking relatively good for Bitcoin, folks. If y'all are interested in learning about some of our indicators that we use on this channel, you can check the links in the description box below. We use the market cipher indicator by CryptoFace, alongside with the TI sequential by Tone Vase and the market guide buy and sell signal. So Bitcoin trying to make its way up to $30,000 or so in the near future. I have no doubt that we are going to try and get there. Our 786 level is right at $30,000, $30,900 or so. So that could definitely be our next price target for our fib level at the 786 if we are to move up in that area. And it does steadily, it looks like we are still just steadily stair-stepping our way up there for the most part. each fib level has been holding support for us, and we've been bouncing around in each fib level and stair stepping our way up to the next fib level. So this definitely looks like a really good chart for Bitcoin too, for the most part. Taking a look at our daily chart here, let's see what's going on. Daily chart does have a red dot on its chart, but you know, we've still started to see these Christmas tree patterns play out for Cipher B as well, and I have no doubt that we'll probably get another green dot here in the near term future as we continue to ride sideways. So what I would say is that we need to keep a close eye on our lower time frames, and that's why I've been kind of eyeing this hourly chart for the most part, just seeing whether or not we are going to continue to find support above our 21 EMA here, and continue to stair step our way up in each of these fib levels too as well. So let's go over to the dominance chart, take a look and see what's going on here. Dominance is trying to find a little bit of resistance here on our hourly chart, but what we've really been keeping a close eye on is these 2-hour or 2-day and 3-day charts. Man, the hair is still looking so good. We've broken through our resistances here on our bullish trend lines, or our resistance trend lines, and now we're looking for probably a 1-point extension, probably all the way up to about 80% or so with the Bitcoin dominance chart as well. So really looking freaking awesome here on the Bitcoin dominance, and it definitely looks like Bitcoin wants to continue to rise to higher prices too as well. Let's take a look at the fiat charts and see what's going on over here. Man, oh man, that is DXY. I don't know what money stock. Fred, when did I take? Oh, velocity. Okay, yeah, that's right. The velocity of money is basically just that chart was how much money is being circulated around. Are people spending? Are they not spending? And that was a good one to actually look at to show that people are not spending money right now. So even if we get these stimulus checks that are being passed, you know, are people going to be spending it, or are they going to be saving it? Are they going to be investing it? That's one of the things that we kind of have to keep a close eye on too as well, to know that our circulation of money is just you know, at an all-time low for the most part as well too. Taking a look at our daily chart here, it does look like we are getting a nice little green dot, a little bit of a bullish divergence, but we'll have to see if this wants to continue playing out. I'm not 100% sure that you know, everyone's gotten their stimulus checks. I think that there's still a lot of negotiation that's happening right now too as well with that, but let's see if anything wants to roll over in the near term future. So far so good. So far it still looks like we're trying to make a little bit of higher highs. It looks like we are bouncing here off of the 89% level or so, and now we have to see how much we want to bounce on the DXY to go a little bit higher. But maybe people taking profits in Bitcoin. It did look like we were going to be moving sideways for a little bit longer in Bitcoin before we continue to stair step up to maybe our next fib level or so too as well. So we'll keep a close eye on our DXY charts for the most part as well. Let's go over into Ethereum, and then we'll finish it off with Ethereum, folks. So taking a look at ETH on the daily chart here, you can see ETH has been giving us a steady price rise above $700, been holding support above this purple trend line here too as well. And this is going to probably be a nice little area to keep a close eye on, is are we going to hold support above this purple trend line here, which is you know, to maintain that support above $700 or so. The daily chart looks like it's wanting to maybe clip off just a tad bit, so we'll have to see if we get a red dot down here on Cipher B or not. Let's take a look at maybe our 4-hour time frame, see what's going on over here on the 4-hour. It does look like it wants to continue stair stepping down just a tad bit. We're starting to put in lower lows on our momentum waves here. Money flow still looks pretty good though, so I would think that money flow is still going to keep us afloat pretty nicely for the most part. So money's still moving on into Ethereum too as well. And I think that's going to do it for today's video, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and you know, I highly appreciate everyone that's been of service and watching our videos and being here every single day with us as the Bitcoin prices continue to stair step their way in these fib levels, and much more to come in the future as well. But folks, if y'all are interested in learning about some of our altcoins that we get into that have been performing relatively nicely, come over here, check us out on the Patreon page. I look forward to speaking with y'all. If y'all have any questions, message me on Discord or however you want to get a hold of me. Links in the description box below. Shout out to our Patreon members, David, N Kim, Jasmine, CryptoRex, Leo, Sparky, Johnny20, William, Angelo, Quentin, Ben, Eric, Samuel Crane, Tall Troy, Tim Luna, Egg Zin, Sean Stein, Greg, Hyru Yor, Pike379, Paul A. Keller. It is the first of the month. It's a brand new year. We have a special going on for 16% off if you join for the whole year right now. So now's the time to get signed up for the whole year if you want to join us at 16% off. If not, make sure that you join us at the beginning of the month so that way you're not having to pay double. Right now would be the best time to sign up for our Patreon page if you're interested. So I look forward to having you join us on there. And with that being said, I think we'll go ahead and end it off here, folks. So thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this video with your friends and family if they are interested in cryptocurrency. And I look forward to seeing y'all on the next one. CTO signing out. Peace.